I will go with flag. We will march all over Jerusalem. We will march toward Jerusalem. It will be so much fun to us.
UCI, the Unity Coalition for Israel, presents Part 3 of a celebration of Jerusalem Day. UCI CEO and founder Esther Levens recently spoke with Shoula Romano Horing, who was born and raised in Israel. She now resides in Kansas City, is a practicing attorney and a university professor who lectures on international law and the United States Constitution.
This is Esther Levens, CEO and founder of the Unity Coalition for Israel. I welcome Shoula Romano Horing to our special Jerusalem Day broadcast. Shoula is a Sabra who grew up and lived in Tel Aviv as a child and often visited her grandfather in Jerusalem. Shoula, let us hear of your experience and how you feel about Jerusalem.
Oh, Jerusalem. Jerusalem is the soul of the Jewish people. Jerusalem is the heart of the Jewish people. It's the heart of Israel. When you go to Jerusalem, you feel God's presence everywhere. You see the stones. You walk in the steps of our forefather. You walk in the step of King David and King Solomon. It's the most amazing feeling. When I go to Jerusalem, it's like I coming home. If I go to Israel without going to Jerusalem, it's like my heart stop beating. It's the beat of Israel. It's the beat of the Jewish people, of history of 3,000 years. And when I go there, I kiss every stone because I know who were there before us for thousands of years. Jerusalem is our heart and soul, our beat and our love. And this is the place where God exists. And He loves Jerusalem. You can feel it in every corner of Jerusalem. And it's Jerusalem of gold. Why? Because when there is a sunset and the sun rays touching the stone, this beautiful stone, suddenly Jerusalem, the color is gold all over near the sunset. It's the most amazing feeling that you cannot explain. And I remember growing up in Tel Aviv, but going and visiting Jerusalem. And I used to, every Jerusalem day, all the young people will go to Jerusalem and we will march in the street with flags, the Israeli flags in our hand, and we will sing the song of Jerusalem, you know, Jerusalem of gold, Yerushalayim shel zahav v'shel ne'oren. Yerushalayim shel zahav v'shel ne'oren v'shel or. Sing songs from the Bible. It will be an amazing acceleration of experience that you can only feel if you're in Jerusalem. So I was born in Tel Aviv, but my heart belonged to Jerusalem. And I want to tell you also that my grandfather used to live on Mamila Street, which is just 200 yards from the Jaffa Gate. And when I grew up till the age of 7, the Jordanian control is Jerusalem. Jerusalem was divided till I was 7. And I used to go and visit my grandfather, and I used to crawl down from the hallway of his apartment building outside because the Jordanians were shooting. Jordanian snipers were on the walls of Jerusalem, the old city, and the Jaffa Gate, and they were shooting, and the Jews and anybody walking around the wall outside of the old city. And I used to crawl out because Jerusalem was divided. There was the fences all around. And then one day, I will tell to my parents, how come I cannot go to the Temple Mount? How come I cannot go to the Western Wall? And they told me because the Jordanians, the Arabs control it, and they are not allowing us to go and pray in our holy sites. And they are still shooting at us being in Western Jerusalem. And I used to dream about the day that Jerusalem would be free again and united. And then when I was 7.5, it was second grade, I remember the 6-day war happened. And after 6 days, we released, we saved Jerusalem, and we defeated the Jordanians that attacked us in a self-defensive war. And then the fences, the wire fences went down, and the walls really opened again. And we went through Jaffa Gate, and we arrived to the Western Wall, my first time. And I was like shocked. this is the place where I was dreaming about for so many years. So when I was 8, it was my first time able to visit the Western Wall and the Temple Mount. And then we went to the Cave of the Patriarch in Hebron. And it's the first time we went to the burial place of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. And it was the most amazing. We went to Bethlehem, to the cave of Rachel. Our mother, they didn't let us go. From 1948 to 1967, Jews were not allowed to be in the holy sites of the Jews. And more than 50 synagogues were destroyed by the Jordanian and the Arabs in the Jewish quarter for 19 years. And they didn't let Jews pray there or visit our holy sites. So that's what President Obama wants us to do, to return back to the old time, to the dark ages, in which the Jews and the Christians couldn't freely visit our holy sites of our forefathers and our previous religious leaders. It's simply unacceptable, and I experienced that moment. And I'm not intent to let anybody divide Jerusalem again, because I still remember, and I still have nightmare of the Jordanian sniper shooting at me when I'm 7 because I'm wandering in Western Jerusalem. And they didn't want me to be even there. This is only a mean to destroy Israel totally.
Thank you so much, Shoula. That was really beautiful and really inspiring.
Shoula Romano Horing's website is www.oisrael.com. You can email her at shoula1@aol.com. Since 1991, the Unity Coalition for Israel, UCI, has educated and motivated millions of people around the world to action in support of Israel. UCI is an alliance of Christian and Jewish organizations and individuals working together to ensure the sovereignty, safety, and security of Israel, America's only reliable democratic ally in the Middle East.
We want our listeners to participate by going to uc4i.org/move. That's UC4i.org/move.